The recent credit crunch upset financial institutions around the globe, and U.S. credit unions were not immune to this impact. The leaders of one credit union, Wescom, recognized the early warning signs of this looming crisis and created a credit risk department to offset the impact.
So you have a situation where you're in the trenches with people that need to know what's happening, what's going on. You need to know many more facets than you did just 4 or 5 years ago. You've got the failures of some of the world's most well-renowned institutions, the Bear Stearns, the Lehman Brothers, and most people would think that there's not a trickle-down that happens. Well, actually, there's direct impact on what happens. That type of direct impact is something that the credit risk needs to understand.
Wescom has more than 300,000 members located in 7 counties throughout Southern California. In order to quickly identify loans that were not performing well, the credit risk group needed a software solution, one that could access, manage, analyze, and report on data from these members. So credit union leaders turned to SAS.
SAS is being used specifically in the credit risk department. Immediately, we're looking at building scorecards. These scorecards are going to be scorecards that would somewhat emulate what the Fair Isaacs company has when they put out a FICO score on an individual. That isn't sufficient. That FICO score is for an individual that's generic in this economy, generic across the United States, with a certain band of 350 to 850, give or take certain parameters. We have the ability to focus in much more directly and understand our demographics. I don't need to know what's happening in Texas unless it's influencing people that live in Southern California and that are part of our demographics that have loans with us in certain products. So we can actually focus in on 325,000 people, 225,000 loans, and actually say these people have an influence based on their performance to actual scenarios that we were able to discover with SAS just in the last 18 months.
Wescom chose SAS on the basis of 3 important characteristics:
confidence in the product and intellectual property and the outcomes of the product. Accountability, they're there for you. I can support the information that I get, and there's always the capability that it's going to be stable. I'm always confident that it's going to be a stable product. I can call SAS 24 hours a day and talk to a human being and get them. That in itself is worth hard dollars. And so those 3 items, accountability, stability, and confidence, allows me to always look to SAS before I look to any other solution.
Wescom leaders give credit to the people behind the product.
They know the questions. They know the landscape of the arena. They're able to deliver. And as far as delivery times, magnificent. The updates, the project managers, the core team that comes in with the intellectual property to install, mapping, everything, fantastic.
Wescom has seen considerable savings since implementing SAS.
And to this date, hundreds of millions of dollars, I feel confident in saying hundreds of millions of dollars have been saved in losses going forward.
SAS Forecast Server has proven to be a powerful and accurate solution for Wescom.
From the very first forecast and each forecast thereafter, we found that we were within 1 to 2% of that initial forecast. That allows the board of directors to push back their chairs a bit and say, you know what, I'm really comfortable.
The credit risk group can now focus on the credit union's long-term plans.
What we're able to do is actually, one, have a life, so you're actually more efficient at work. But really what it does is it really cuts back half my day's work. So now I can actually have twice as much time to actually do more strategic planning and tactical planning within my group, but also within the executive committee, with the CEO and COO, who are very active and very much engaged in credit risk and credit mitigation.
Wescom leaders say SAS will play a vital role in the organization's future.
I don't think SAS can be anything but the backbone to our future use in both the technology and the tools in credit risk.